Good morning and welcome to my hobby bench once again. As you can see on the table here, I've got a Can-Be engine box. And this video is dedicated or is a call out to all of those folks in the hobby community that are Can-Be experts, because I am far from being a Can-Be expert whatsoever. However, when I saw this on eBay and it was listed at $30, and I looked at the images, I just couldn't really resist it. So I'm going to show you the box. This is what I got for $30. It's a 4011, so it's an RC, it's a 40 RC. And the box is, you know, obviously not in the greatest of conditions, but I mean, what's to be expected? It's an older engine. But when I opened this engine up and looked inside, I was like, wow, I don't think that this has ever been run. So I'm going to call out the people here that are experts on Can-Be engines and let me know what their thoughts are. So first, let me just take the engine aside and put it out and show you what all came with this. So this came with a little bag that has a spare washer, and it had this non-black nut. It was a regular nut. It was installed on there, but it had the regular Can-Be black nut on there, so I just put that on there. And then it came with this screw. And of course that decal. Came with this screw. Slotted screw. And that screw just so happens to thread perfectly into this hole in the exhaust. So the other things that are kind of interest in this box don't really apply to this engine, which is why it's kind of interesting. And again, this was one of those eBay sellers that doesn't sell a whole lot of RC items, so it was like maybe a thrift shop type person or whatever. But it came with this, which was kind of curious. It came with the exploded parts breakdown for a Super Tiger G40 sport engine. So I thought that was kind of curious. It also came with this Can-Be, you know, the Can-Be, I think this is probably a parts list. Yeah, it's a parts order list. Ooh, it's the order list that's the envelope all at the same time. So this is kind of cool. They used to come with these all the time. It's a way you can order new parts, but this one says it's a Can-Be 65 Sportster. So we got three different things going on here. We've got a box that says it's a Can-Be 4011. We've got a Can-Be 4011 engine. We've got a folder or the parts ordering catalog for a Can-Be 65 Sportster, and then we've got a manual or exploded parts breakdowns for a Super Tiger engine, and then there's a couple of other spare weird things in here, part of a Sullivan fuel tank thing, Sullivan stuff, a screw and a hex nut, and some other large nut that obviously has nothing to do with this engine. So with all that said and shown, let's look at something here real quick. And this says that it is A0077 something 5. Something 3 maybe. This is A007776 or 84. That's definitely not a 4. That could potentially be an 8. So it's like we're one off. Whoever wrote that on there is one off from what the actual serial number is of this engine. So here's the thing. Here's the engine, and hopefully the lighting is just perfect here so you can see it. And I want to know, does this look like an engine that's ever been used? I don't know if in the past, when these were being put out, if they Can-Be actually ran these engines or not. All I can tell you is this looks really brand new. Look at this. The carb is not... And I've done nothing to this other than take it out and say, wow, this looks like a new engine. So the carb is not gummed up whatsoever. It's totally shiny in there. It doesn't turn over. And that's what makes me wonder about whether it was run at the factory or not. But, so here's the other thing. If an engine that had been run once before, would the threaded stud come out as easy as that? I don't know. It doesn't, I'm doing a smell test on it. I don't smell anything, but I mean, if it was run, maybe it was just run years ago. trying to see if I look like I see any kind of carbon on here at all. That felt a little gummy, that plug coming out, and it's not a Can-B plug. It's a Fox plug. Now let me go grab my flashlight. It's in the other room. So, looking at that, I don't know, maybe it looks like it's been run one time. There's some kind of grime up there. I don't know. It's just, if an engine has been run, it just seems odd that the carb would be so free, because typically if an engine's been run, the carb's got fuel, caster, residue, whatever on it, and it would not just be free like that. So I guess I don't know, this plug itself doesn't really look like it's been run. Maybe it has. So I don't know. I don't know if I just scored a brand new Can-B 40 engine for $30 or not. I mean, if it's been run, it's not been run once or much. So what I think I want to do now is I'm going to take this off, strap a prop on here real quick, and I'm not going to oil it. I just want to heat it up a little bit. In fact, I don't even want to use that nut, because that nut doesn't have any evidence of it ever having been had a wrench on it. So I'm going to put this nut that came on it back on it and tighten it down. And I'm just going to heat this thing up and see if it turns over. If I can get it to turn over, and then maybe I can look at the side of the piston or something like that. Well, I got it to turn over just by doing that. Now let me just pop this plug back in here real quick. So now I don't know if I really need to heat it. So I don't know. I don't know if Can-B, if this was put out in the days when Can-B was, if they ever ran engines from the factory. I mean, but it just looks brand new, and I guess doesn't really feel like it's got any compression. I'm not sure if this has a Dykes ring or not. So it doesn't really feel like it's got any compression whatsoever. It's just stiff. So I'm probably going to just have to do a little bit more stuff to it. Oil it up and maybe pop the head off and do that and see. But I thought it was interesting that it's got this hole in here. I was expecting to see a vent or an attachment for the tank, but this thing just threads perfectly in there. I don't recall that I've ever seen that. Do these not require tank pressure to run? I've thought I had run a 40 RC before, and I thought that if I had, that it had a vent line on the muffler, but I don't know, maybe they don't have to have that, or why else would this screw be there? So any of you Can-B gurus, let me know, does this look period correct, or does it look, at least the stuff that came with it, obviously this stuff was extra, I guess. I don't know. I mean, does this all look correct and brand new? Only time will tell when I go and put some oil in it and or just heat it up. If I can just put a little oil in it and heat it up and get compression, then maybe I don't need to do anything else to it. But let me see if I just so happen to have, I know this is going to have SAE. Yeah, I don't know that I have an SAE wrench here. Oh wait, this one might be the right size for the exhaust. Okay, so that wasn't really tight. Let me just pop this exhaust off real quick and see if that gives us any more information as to the side of the piston or whatever. It kind of smells like yeah, this has been run. It's definitely been run. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that here or not, but I can definitely see a little bit of caramelization on the side there. Yeah, it does have a Dykes piston ring, so that's probably why it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of compression. I can see the ring right at the top. So now that I've gone this far, I might as well just throw some oil in here. That's why it doesn't feel like it's got a lot of compression, because I don't think a Dykes ring is going to feel like it's got any compression, because it's, you know, it expands as the combustion occurs, and that's what causes it to expand and have compression. So it's not a new engine, apparently, but it's a new, very new looking engine. I mean, it's 1-2 runs tops, if even that. So I mean, for $30, I think I got a pretty darn good deal there, and another nice subject for some run videos anyway. So that's my video for today. Let me know what you think of this latest acquisition, and would you have paid $30 for this?